But I think it is time to talk about the Bad Batch, episode 3, and still not a great batch. Still not a great batch. This episode was okay because, to me at least, contrary to the last two, it actually accomplished something. It took an actual effect on the story. Like episode 2, I really did not like.
Yeah, it
Just
was filler.
because,
I didn't like it.
like just like it was cool to see cut from the Clone Wars, and that was literally the entire appeal of the episode. There's this guy from the other thing that you liked, and now he's in this, so we did good job. Yeah, it accomplished nothing for the story. If you look at where they were at the start, where they were at the end, no difference. Yeah, this episode was fine. It did something for the story. I'm still not a fan of the screenplay or the character animation. It doesn't look good. But I thought that overall it was fine. I'm still looking forward to seeing Rex and Fennec Shan. But yeah, guys, do you remember the episode title? Thomas didn't even think there were episode titles last week. Do you guys remember the title of the episode?
No.
No, I really should know that you're going to ask me this every week.
Episode 3.
No. Thomas,
every week I know you're going to ask me this, but
I've been asking you the title of the episode every week since Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
You've only gotten one right. You know I do this every week.
Yeah.
Only one right?
I don't know. I don't know it.
I ask it every single week. It's called Replacements. No, not the Keanu Reeves movie.
Okay. Next week I will remember to look at it.
No, you won't.
I will make that same promise. And
I'm gonna keep asking, and you guys are gonna keep forgetting. Well, yes. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, we did. They did a thing. They went and did a thing. The bad guys did bad things, and they did good things because there was a coincidence.
It's a Star Wars formula,
right? Like it felt of like a very coincidental episode. Like, oh, they crashed, so now we got to do a thing to do it. Like, we've already seen this episode like twice in Clone Wars and Rebels. I think the thing that made Clone Wars work though is even if they did repeat some episode formats, it was with different characters every time, so it was like you saw a different situation. And that's the strength of Clone Wars, and why I still think that's the greatest piece of Star Wars, because you can explore all of the different corners of the galaxy during the time frame at that time. Because there's so many between all the different clone troopers and all of the Jedi. You get to see what they are all doing during that frame of time. Which is just it's really fun to see. And with the Bad Batch, you are just looking at the same characters like just over and over and over again, and if they aren't interesting, and literally the entire characters for all, well, I guess 4 members of the Bad Batch now is just a gimmick. It's so uncreative. Like, the tech guy's name is literally Tech.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's so uninspired. It's so just like bland and unoriginal. But Thomas, what were your thoughts on this episode?
So yeah, I agree. It just, I mean, if I barely remember what even happens in the hero storyline, I mean, they land on a moon, or no, crash on the moon, something like that. You know, it's so just generic and dull, and we've seen it before, as you say. So the only real interesting bit of the episode was with the Evil Ones. I don't know his name. Evil Ones story. Crosshair. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that is another thing. I don't know any of the names in this series other than Omega. Even though, yeah, I mean, I just don't care about any of the characters, like all the stories that they're on. Just, yeah, very disappointing. I mean, I wasn't expecting much anyway from what we've seen in the last episode. So, yeah. mean,
And again, Thomas,
again,
don't let this deter you from watching Clone Wars because
no,
Clone Wars
okay,
is
yeah,
an
but
incredible show.
Clone Wars is
Rebels,
yeah, and
definitely an amazing.
but yeah, this just it didn't.
yeah, I don't know where they're going with the show, which is not a good thing if we're
Right,
already. Well, you say 3, but then the first one was about 70 minutes, so probably more like 4 episodes in.
right. I mean, there isn't really a conflict right now, other than we have this kid, but like
Mm.
And then they need to get Crosshair back, and then you need to get his inhibitor chip out.
right. That's fair. So I guess is that the entire plot of the show?
Yeah,
Yes.
So I mean, I mean, it's 16 episodes. The show is 16 episodes. We're only 3 episodes in. They could literally finish out the storyline in 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So, I'm really rooting for the show because I love Clone Wars. I really love
Yes.
Rebels. I'm rooting for the show. I really want to like this show. It just hasn't shown me anything of note yet, I guess. Nothing like really like it just feels so uncreative. It just feels so phoned in. To me at least. But Atticus, I know you're a bigger fan of this. What was your thought on this episode?
I thought this episode was really, really good. I liked how like Crosshair's storyline, how that's going right now, and it's just like I don't know. I like the chemistry between Omega and Hunter, and how like he's looking out for her. I mean, the whole Bad Batch is looking out for her. I just thought it was like a sweet kind of storyline, you know?
So the interesting thing with the Omega character, she could become really interesting if the show goes on for multiple seasons. Because it does appear that Thomas and I are in the minority here. People are really liking the show. Like on Rotten Tomatoes, it's sitting at 92 right now, which to me feels insane. But people are liking the show. So it's an 88 on IMDb. I mean, it's probably going to get a season 2. Unless this was just meant to be like a one episode or sorry, one season show. Yeah, its audience score is even higher. It's 94. So it's probably gonna get a season 2. The interesting thing with Omega is she has doubled aging. So if this goes on for like 3, so she's supposed to be 8 right now, right? If this goes on for like say 5 seasons, like which is I mean Rebels was 4 seasons, Clone Wars was 7, so say it's even 4, she could be 16 or 18 due to her doubled aging by the time this show ends. So we could go on this really unique journey with her and see her grow up in a way that we weren't able to see Ahsoka or Ezra grow up, because those stories took like Clone Wars being 7 seasons took place over the course of 3 years.
Yeah.
But if we space this show out and have it take place over a period of like 5 years, if it's 5 seasons or something like that, it could be a really interesting journey to I mean, and be able to grow up, you know, see this character grow up. But right now, she's just very annoying. I do agree with Atticus. I do like the dynamic. I think it needs to be explored more and also differentiated from the Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, I was drawing like just Mandalorian. I'm like, this is a little too familiar.
Right. I mean, if you break it down, it's a group of mercenaries takes care of a child who is probably force sensitive, and even if not very, very important, that the Empire wants, and then they go around the galaxy running away from the Empire and trying to like keep the child safe.
Yeah, I mean, except for this one, you don't even have a clear goal. Like at least Mandalorian, although I say it is directionless, and I still stand by that point. There is still always they are trying to get Grogu to someone, whereas here they're not really trying to get Omega anywhere. They're just sort of protecting her from not very established threat.
There was no reason for them to like leave the moon.
Exactly.
like there's really no reason for them to be doing. Like there was nothing stopping them from just like flying up and going to another part of a moon. Like I think I always think it's funny in Star Wars how like planets are planets are massive and there's a lot of planets, but like with Coruscant we only see like one city.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
planets are huge. Like you could easily like people are able to stay hidden on Earth for their entire lifetime. So like it would be so easy to just go to another with a spaceship, just go up another part of the planet. Like so without a goal of trying to get anywhere, don't you're totally right, Thomas. There isn't really I want a direction for the show. Other than just for being hunted. Because that's able to be pulled off really well. Like those who wish me dead pulls that concept off really well, but it's also a 1 hour 40-minute movie, not a 16 episode TV show with really bad dialogue.
Right.
But overall, Atticus, what would you give this episode out of 10?
Out of 10, I'd say I'd give it an 8.
8, Thomas?
Say maybe I'll go with 5.
5. Yeah, I'm sitting right about a 5 as well. Which I think means that our average, our Teen Stock Movies rating of this episode is a 6.